attracting the right clients. So I want to welcome you for being here today, welcome you for showing up. And as coaches, what we tend to do is we tend to show up, we tend to post, network, do all the courses, and doing everything that people tell us we need to do. So why aren't clients saying yes? If you've ever asked yourself that question, today's live is definitely for you. But I want to make sure and make clear of one thing. Today isn't about giving you another strategy, because I don't want to send you down that burnout lane. We want to sort of bring it back into the feminine energy. So it isn't about telling you to post more, niche down, create another freebie, or change your pricing, because I don't believe that's where most coaches are actually stuck. Instead, I want to help you look at your business through a different lens. My hope is that by the end of today's session, you'll ask yourself one simple question. Have I been trying to solve the wrong problem? Okay, so I'm going to read through a few situations. So I don't want you to judge yourself, just sit and, think about it. Just notice and see if any of this is familiar with you. Do you spend hours creating content, then hesitate before you press post? So I'm going to read a few things out and just feel as if any of this feels familiar for you. Do you rewrite your captions because you're worried about what people might think? Do you avoid talking about your coaching because you don't want to come across as pushy? Cassie's nodding. Do you feel disappointed when no one comments or engages? Cassie's going, yes. Marilyn's joining in. Do you constantly compare yourself with other coaches who seem more successful? Do you keep changing your offer because you think that's what's stopping people from buying? Now Cassie's laughing. Do you wonder whether you've experienced enough? Do you tell yourself you'll feel more confident after one more course, one more certification, one more workshop? And yes, Cassie and Marilyn, if you're nodding along, you're certainly not alone. These are conversations I've had with either myself or with other coaches down the track. There's always something that you're feeling that could be better. So here's something I'd like you to consider. What if none of those things are separate problems? What if they're connected? Okay, so just think about that for a minute. One coach tells me she's afraid to make an offer. Another says she keeps changing her niche. Someone else says they struggle to talk about money, and another one tells me she's constantly doubting herself. So on the surface, they all look different. But what if they're simply different expressions of the same underlying challenge? And that's definitely a question worth sitting with. All right, just let me know if you're here watching, ladies. Oh, hello. Hey, Renee, Justine. Oh, Shannon, hey, how are you? Haven't seen you for a while. Thank you for joining in. So think of this question. I want you to sit there with that. What if it's not, what if it's the same underlying challenge that you're looking at the moment? Because if we're treating every symptom as a separate problem, we can spend years chasing solutions without ever addressing what's really happening. Okay, so I want you to think about something. Imagine your car starts, but it makes a strange noise. Instead of finding out what's causing it, you keep washing it, polishing it, and putting the air in the tires. The car looks better, but the noise is still there. Sometimes we do exactly the same with our business. We improve our website, we redesign our branding, we buy another course, we rewrite our bio, and Cassie's favorite, we redo our banner. We spend hours trying to perfect our content, yet the results don't change. So eventually we begin asking ourselves different questions. Maybe I'm just not cut out for this. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe coaching just doesn't work. And those thoughts can become incredibly heavy, not because they're true, but because we've been trying so hard without understanding what we're really dealing with. Okay, so this week, instead of asking, how do I get more clients? I'd love you to ask yourself this instead. What if I've been trying to solve the wrong problem? And I just want you to notice that for a minute. Notice the moment where you hesitate. Notice the stories you tell yourself, maybe the decisions you avoid. Notice the patterns that you keep repeating. So don't rush to fix them, just become aware of them. Because sometimes awareness is the beginning of a completely different conversation. So if today's live has done one thing, I hope it encourages you to become curious. Not curious about another strategy, curious about yourself. Because the behaviours we see on the surface often point to something much deeper on the inside. And until we understand what's driving those behaviours, it's easy to keep working harder without moving forward. So I want you to remember that at a certain point, your results are no longer determined by what you're doing. So I'm going to say that again. I want you to remember that at a certain point, your results are no longer determined by what you're doing. They're determined by what you see as normal for you, what you believe you're available for, and the level you're willing to operate at. And that is completely different thinking, completely different feel, and completely different to the strategies that you've been doing and feeling like they are the most important thing that will change the way you receive and the clients that will come to you and the DMs you'll have and the posts you put out. Okay, it comes down to what you see as being normal for you. It comes down to what you believe you're available for and the level that you're willing to operate at, which are very, very different to the things that you keep putting out there. Okay, so if today's conversation resonated with you, I'd love you to comment below with the word curious. And if you're finding yourself thinking, I wonder if I've been solving the wrong problem, send me a private message with the word curious. So I'd love to hear or have a conversation with you, hear more about your business and explore what might really be getting in your way.